Peru is not a place you visit. It's a place that possesses you. From the golden Pacific coastlines to the mist-shrouded Andean peaks, and deep into the emerald abyss of the Amazon rainforest, Peru is a land carved by the contradictions of nature, desert and jungle, ancient bones and modern breath, the rational and the mystical. To walk across this land is to step across the shattered mirrors of time. You're not merely in a country. You're walking through a myth that breathes. The Nazca Enigma, messages for the gods or the stars. Somewhere in the desert south of Lima, if you fly high enough, you'll begin to see them, colossal lines etched into the earth, forming perfect shapes of monkeys, hummingbirds, spiders, and strange geometric labyrinths. These are the Nazca Lines, drawn over 1,500 years ago by a civilization lost to time. They stretch over 800 miles and were made by removing the reddish iron oxide-coated pebbles that cover the surface to reveal the lighter-colored earth underneath. But here's the mystery: the figures are so vast, they can only be fully seen from the air. And the Nazca people had no flying technology. Why make something no one on Earth could see? Were they meant for sky gods? Astronomical guides? Or perhaps as signals for visitors not of this world? Even now, the lines whisper, but they do not explain. The singing mountains and echoing spirits. In the Andean ranges, not far from Cusco, lie mountains that sing. No, this is not poetry, it is literal sound. The wind, cutting through cracks and caves in the high-altitude rock, creates a haunting whistling resonance, often described by locals as the voices of the Apis, sacred mountain spirits in Incan mythology. Sometimes melodic, sometimes terrifying, the mountain's song is nature's symphony and ancestral memory. To the Andean people, it's not just wind, it's a language of the divine. Brain surgery before anesthesia, the Incan scalpel. Modern science gasped when researchers unearthed skulls in Peru showing clear evidence of successful cranial surgery, known as trepanation, done over 1,000 years ago. Some skulls have multiple holes with signs of healing, meaning the patients not only survived but possibly underwent repeated surgeries. What makes this mind-blowing is that they did it without anesthesia, using tools of stone and bone, in high-altitude villages where modern hospitals still struggle. How did they do it? Theories include herbal anesthetics, hypnotic trance states, or even spiritual possession as pain control. Whatever the truth is, these skulls testify to a civilization whose understanding of the human body far surpassed what we once believed. 4,000 potatoes and a kingdom of flavor. Yes, you read that right. Peru is the birthplace of the potato, and it boasts over 4,000 native varieties: red, blue, black, long, twisted, spotted, and even ones that taste like nuts or cheese. In Quechua, the word for potato is papa, and these humble tubers are not just food, they are cultural currency, medicine, and spiritual offering. In the Andes, farmers still practice potato rituals to bless their crops, invoking Pachamama, Mother Earth. There's even an international potato center in Lima, dedicated entirely to potato research and conservation. In Peru, the potato is not a side dish. It's a sacred species. Shamans, spirits, and the Ayahuasca vine. Deep in the Amazonian jungle of Peru, where the rivers slither like anacondas and the trees seem to whisper your name, ancient healers known as curanderos still conduct sacred ceremonies with ayahuasca, a potent psychedelic brew. Ayahuasca contains DMT, a compound so powerful that many who drink it report out-of-body experiences, visions of other worlds, ancestral contact, or even meeting sentient beings. To the people of the Amazon, this isn't hallucination, it's a doorway. Participants in these rituals often say they die in the ceremony and are reborn, cleansed from trauma, addiction, or darkness. Science is only beginning to study what Peru's shamans have known for centuries, that healing doesn't just happen in hospitals. The smiling dead of the Andes. Unlike the carefully embalmed pharaohs of Egypt, Peru's ancient mummies often sit upright, knees folded to their chests, hands to their faces, and many seem to be smiling. These aren't tragic corpses. They are ancestors, elders, kings and queens, preserved by a mix of mountain cold, dry air, and sacred rituals. In the highlands, mummies were once brought out of tombs to visit families during special festivals. They were fed, dressed, and consulted for wisdom. To this day, museums and burial caves in Peru display these grinning guardians of the past, their skin leathery but their stories unending. Beware the spitting llamas of the highlands. Not everything in Peru is spiritual or eerie, some are just hilariously weird. Enter the llama and its cousin, the alpaca. Adorable, fluffy, and incredibly photogenic, yes, but also equipped with a defense mechanism, projectile spit. When annoyed, threatened, or simply grumpy, these creatures will spit with frightening accuracy, often aiming for the eyes or mouth. Tourists unaware of llama etiquette, don't stare, don't get too close, don't touch their ears, often find themselves, well, decorated. Llamas may be cute, but in Peru, they're also warriors of dignity. Machu Picchu, the city that hid from conquerors. Rising from emerald ridges at 2,430 meters above sea level, Machu Picchu is perhaps Peru's most iconic site. Built in the 15th century by the Inca and abandoned a century later, it remained undiscovered by Spanish invaders. That's right, the conquistadors never found it. It was only brought to global attention in 1911 by American explorer Hiram Bingham, who followed local stories and stumbled upon the lost citadel, choked in vines and half swallowed by time. Why was it abandoned? Some say it was a spiritual retreat. Others believe it was a royal estate. But no one knows for certain. Today, Machu Picchu stands as a monument not just to Incan brilliance, but to secrecy, survival, and the stubborn silence of the mountains. Blood of the Inca, a genetic mystery. Legends say some members of Inca royalty had blue or greenish-tinted blood, supposedly due to their diet of rare Andean minerals or even genetic mutations. There's no hard scientific proof yet, but researchers have discovered genetic anomalies among highland Peruvians, including unusual oxygen absorption levels and blood cell density, an adaptation to extreme altitude. Some scientists now believe ancient Peruvians may have evolved unique traits over millennia that made them biologically distinct, especially in royal or priestly lines. The mystery of Incan blood is still unsolved, but every test tube and DNA strand hints at secrets yet untold. A land of elements, earth, fire, water, and time. Peru isn't just a country. It's a crucible where the four elements of nature forge civilizations. Earth, in the terraced farms that scale mountains like green stairs to the sun. Fire, in the volcanoes and the eternal flames of ritual. Water, in the Amazon, the Lake Titicaca, and the sacred Vilcanota River. Time, everywhere, etched into stone, woven into cloth, whispered by the wind. To truly know Peru, you must surrender the need to understand, and simply allow yourself to witness. Where mystery is the map. In a world dominated by algorithms, satellites, and information overload, Peru remains one of the few places on Earth where mystery still reigns. It invites the curious, challenges the skeptic, and embraces the dreamer. So come, walk the Nazca sands, hear the song of the Andes, share breath with a shaman, dodge a llama's spit, and feel the cool hand of history on your shoulder. Peru is not a destination. It's a riddle wrapped in mountains, and it's waiting for you.